Good afternoon, golfers. Today we are back in New York City at the lovely Douglaston Golf Course, best greens in Queens. And today we are lucky enough to get this beautiful bag straight from Seoul, Korea. This is the Titleist LinksLegend Infinity. This bag is $700. Yeah, that's right, $700. So today we're gonna check out all the things that make this the best bag in the world. All right, before we get started, let's talk about this rain hood. Now, this rain hood is absolutely fantastic. Now, it is foam backed. It's got that same faux velvet suede material, and it stands up on its own because it is that foam backed material. Now, it's completely lined in this, I don't know, heather gray kind of stripe material. Now, you could keep this on all the time if you'd like, and it's fantastic in the car because it does silence that club chatter when everything is kind of together like this. But it is kind of a hassle playing with it. I don't necessarily want to be doing this all the time, and even if you kind of cinch it down, it does stay, but it's kind of ugly to me. So it's really up to you. If you want to keep it on all the time, you are going to have to contend with this look. But for today, there are some clouds, but not a chance of rain. So I would just take it off once you're out of the car. It's only 6 snaps and comes off really easily. Now, since it is very thick and foam padded, you're not going to be able to cinch this down and put it in the apparel pocket. This is the smallest that it can be. I wouldn't necessarily take up the entire apparel pocket with this, so make your decision. Leave it on, take it off. For me, I'm going to take it off today. All right, first off, the materials of this bag. Now, this is the black and barnwood colorway. I don't know if barns in Korea are this color, but it is. So this is kind of like a creamy gray. That's all I can really think of. It's not white, it's not gray, it's not cream, so it's cream gray. Now this material here is the best part of this bag. This is like a fake velvet or fake suede. It is not that scratchy PU leather here. You know, this is scratchy, and then this one is kind of barely there. It does not, it looks like it will move, like that flocking would move, but it does not. So this is also some sort of synthetic material, but I've never seen anything like it before. It is absolutely fantastic and draws a crowd whenever you are at a range. And all the hardware is this beefy gunmetal gray. Everything is metal. This little towel loop or carabiner loop is extremely beefy, and I will show you that in detail later on. It does come with a luggage tag that you can personalize yourself. Just take this off, go to your nearest mall, and put your initials in or your full name, whatever you want. Besides the synthetic material, I am told that this is full grain leather. Now, I can't really determine whether it's full grain or genuine leather, but it does seem better quality than that cheap genuine leather from other bags that just kind of flake off on the sides with time. Even this top handle right here is leather it's sewn leather. I haven't seen this before. This grab handle is usually just plastic, but it is leather wrapped. And this entire top area as well is leather wrapped. There's that velour top, but along the sides is all leather, supposedly full grain leather. There are some rivets, but they are not exposed in the interior. It is just on the exterior for that rain hood. All right, as far as shoulder strap goes, this LinksLegend only gives you one option. You have a single carry shoulder strap. Luckily, this is very comfortable. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick, almost an inch thick, and it's very comfortable. It's got that velour backing, like similar LinksLegend Members bags, but this is a lot better, I think. I feel like it is just a scotch wider than the LinksLegend Members. And it's got that same lovely faux suede or faux velvet material. The Titleist is debossed as well. So it's really classy, and it's got metal hardware that you could take off if you take off these leather protectors that kind of stop the jangle. I wouldn't necessarily have to. I don't think you really do need to do that when taking it off on the cart, because you have to contend with what to do with these leather protectors. I mean, you could put it back on, but it's kind of annoying to do every single time. I guess you could do that and then store this in the basket of a drive cart. But in my use over the past couple of weeks, I just keep it on and not really worry about it. Yeah, it kind of gets in the way of that rangefinder pocket, but you know, you kind of just scooch it aside, and then there you have it. So not bad, not that great. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you could walk with it, you know, using this grab handle right here to kind of balance it out. But as far as a carry bag or a caddy bag, I really wouldn't recommend walking 18 holes with this bad boy on one shoulder. All right, let's get into the pockets. Luckily for me as a reviewer, there's only 5 pockets, so it's gonna be pretty simple. First off, let's start with the valuables pocket. This is one of the largest valuables pocket that I've ever seen. I mean, this is almost the same size, if not larger than the snack pocket. So the entire pocket is that, you know, velour line or velvet line. It's not Sunday golf soft, but you know, it's not bad. So you can put your phone in there. If you do, since there is no pocket segmentation here, if you put your phone in there, just put it screen side down, and then you can put your keys right on top, and then your wallet on top of there as well. But you still have enough room at the top to put, I don't know, an iPad mini or even a full-size 10-inch iPad or 11-inch iPad. Full-size apparel pocket. You have enough space for an extra towel, a hoodie, and a rain jacket, and you could probably put some rain pants in there too, and some sun sleeves. Now there is no other, you know, pocket. There is a zipper right here that you can access the interior of the bag if you drop the Arco sensor or Garmin sensor. But yeah, nothing else going on inside the bag. It is foam bag, and it's got that nice lining. The only knock I would have against this pocket in general is this floppy bit. I really don't understand why they couldn't kind of section this off, or if it was me, I would have rather sewn this into this and this outer shell right here, just so that you wouldn't have this this flap that kind of gets in the way when you're putting stuff in there. All right, moving on to the attachment points of the bag. You do have this loop right here. It's really beefy, and it's got the Titleist debossed in there, or etched in the middle. Now, what I don't like about this particular design is that it is very thick. Now, your Ghost Golf towel carabiner does fit in there just fine, but you kind of have to use the side here to kind of get that carabiner engaged. But when it comes to a golf brush like this dimple and divot with the lobster claw right here, it only fits on the side and not here. It doesn't exactly close all the way. So in my use case over the past couple of weeks, I had to attach this golf brush to this towel carabiner. So not really ideal. But you do have a luggage tag right here that you could engrave yourself. It's got a nice synthetic leather backing as well here, so it doesn't clank around or scratch this material. You could take this off and then put your golf brush on this side, but if you do that, you could, you know, be hitting this golf brush when you're carrying the bag on your side. So for now, this is the best that you could do. Rangefinder pocket, like I mentioned before, it is magnetic, perfect space for a rangefinder. Now there is no Sharpie or pencil compartment anywhere on the bag, so I tend to keep my Inkstall or Sharpie in there. There is a metal plaque right here that also says Titleist if you didn't get enough logos. It is metal and it could scratch your lens. I don't know if you don't have a weatherproof rangefinder, so that is a that could be a cause of concern. They could have just did some sort of rubber material or just do without that plaque. Ball pocket is quite large, or maybe standard size. You could fit 3 dozen golf balls in here if you'd like. Enough space for your glove, valuables pocket, and whatever training aids you have. Okay, last up, snack pocket. Again, good enough size. Here I got mango slices, a wrench tool, a tea for the range, some Tylenol, and probably there's enough space in there. If you decide to put drinks, you could probably fit maybe 3 bottles of water. Since this isn't cooler lined at all, although it's synthetic material and then this lining, I wouldn't suggest putting cold drinks in here that is not in a steel water bottle, because that any condensation on an exposed water bottle, a plastic water bottle, would just kind of wet things here. So I would do without that. So let's talk about this top. This is a 5-way top. So up top, you got space for 3 woods, or 2 woods, a hybrid, and a putter. All right. And you have this middle section is a lot wider than their LinksLegend Members bag or Classic bag, in that you can actually fit, I want to say 4 clubs in each. Actually, no, it is still kind of tight, which is surprising. No, you can only fit 3. You can only fit 3 irons, because I will show with a flashlight what exactly is happening here. So you can have 4 wedges at the bottom, 3, 3, and then another 4 or 5 maybe up here. So what does that make? 4, 7, 10, exactly 14. Now, while this top is a lot larger than the regular LinksLegend bag, it's not by much. So it is exactly 8 1/4 inches wide by 9 inches tall. So it's definitely a lot more room than the Members bag, but it's not really the best. And let's dive into these full length dividers. All right, the problem with this full length divider, and it's not really indicative of just this bag, most bags are like this. When they say full length divider, they don't really mean full length. It's like mostly length. If you could see this from this angle, you can see that you can kind of see that there are 4 or 5 inches left of club grip that is being exposed. And this 8 iron, and sometimes my wedges, will want to take this rough angle and kind of go into that top section when the legs are deployed. I kind of have to stand the bag up, give it a little shake, and then these things get in line. So bag manufacturers, I would really just do without the full length dividers in general. I really don't need the shafts to be separated. I need the club grips themselves to be separated. So build in some plastic fins at the bottom, just mold it right into the base. Some 2-inch tall fins to keep these grips separated would be absolutely fantastic. And you could save in weight in the middle of the bag, because the center of gravity would all be at the bottom. So maybe do half length, or yeah, probably just half length. And then the fins at the bottom would really be the ones that govern how your clubs interact with each other inside the bag. Editor Charlie here, back the next day. I did want to touch on the club tangle and what exactly is going on in this bag, because it is not just this bag, but a lot of other bags on the market that incorporate this flat bottom kickstand mechanism. So you can see here this 46, as it sits when the bag is standing up vertically, it cuts off right at mid ferrule, right? But then when you kick the legs out, you're gonna see that wedge slowly rise by about an inch. And it's not just the wedges, but you can see that the irons themselves in this midsection rise up another 1/4 inch. So if I take this wedge out, and say my hand is the base of this bag, and as you kick those legs out, this slowly rises, and then these grips, given that they're kind of rounded edges, they can't help but slide off. And this grip starts off in this section, but easily winds up being in this section at an extreme angle. And most of the time, it not only just stops here, but it winds up sometimes being all the way at the top section. So that is why the clubs are so difficult to put back in every single time that the legs are engaged. So what I'm gonna have to do, because I wanna love this bag so much, is that I'm going to have to use this strap to lock down these beautiful forged carbon fiber legs and make this effectively a staff bag. That's the only way, because if I put those legs out, then I'm gonna get club tangle and I'm gonna hate it. So this is my new staff bag. All right, on the cart, it is a simple affair. There's no cart strap pass-throughs whatsoever, no cart strap protector whatsoever. You just kind of put it on and cinch it down. Just make sure that your carabiner loops and luggage tag are all exposed, and that's pretty much it. Now, your valuables pocket is not accessible like that. I don't know if that's a security thing. You can take it or leave it, but if you do need to access it, it does take a little bit extra time. The apparel pocket, same thing, kind of that pseudo security. Kind of have to get behind the strap to get to your things. But those are the only pockets that are impeded by this cart strap. Now, your rangefinder pocket, easily accessible. Ball pocket, easily accessible. And your snack pocket is easily accessible over here as well. This golf cart fender does not get in the way. These leg protectors are in the right place. You'd be shocked to find out how many golf bag manufacturers get this wrong. I'm glad to show that this lines up perfectly, at least with this particular golf cart of mine. So those those forged carbon fiber legs will not get scratched up on this drive cart. It is noteworthy that there are no bottle sleeves whatsoever in this bag at all. So I don't know if this was designed to be a caddy bag or a cart bag, but I'm pretty sure it was designed as a cart bag, because it is the optimal size for the width and height of a drive cart. There's absolutely no wiggle room. I like that the base is wider and taller than the other LinksLegend lineup. So yeah, it's perfect hybrid / cart bag. All right, one of the best things about this bag is that the base is much wider and overall larger than the LinksLegend Members bag. So this is coming in at 8.5 wide by 9.5 tall. So my real beef with the LinksLegend Members is that whenever I would stand it up on a course or even like a level hardwood floor in my home, that the bag would always just fall over no matter what. I'm glad to report that this bag, even though it is fully kitted out and extremely lopsided onto this apparel pocket, it has not fallen over even in this uneven grass. So these marbled carbon fiber legs or forged carbon fiber legs does not look like, it's definitely different than the vessel carbon fiber legs. This one looks way more premium. It looks like black marble. It is a thing of beauty. It engages extremely well. It pops extremely fast. I don't know if it's the same exact mechanism as the LinksLegend regular or members, but I have not had any issues whatsoever with the activation of these legs. I do like that they added this this material right here, just so that these dirty feet do not get this part dirty. Now, I would have liked to see that this entire portion right here was black, or even this faux suede, faux velvet material. They could have just made this entire thing that, but I think it would have messed up this line right here. So it's not perfect, but I'm glad that they included this because the members bag does not have this. This, I believe, is leather as well. This is real leather, or doesn't seem like genuine leather. It might be full grain leather. So that is a really nice addition. And the other leather touch point, or full grain leather touch point, is this grab handle at the bottom. It is significantly thicker than that leg strap, which is great. The hip pad has this nice contrasting faux suede material here. It isn't the softest thing in the world, but I don't think it's really meant to be a carry bag, even though there's legs on it. I don't think this is really designed to be used like a caddy, carrying it for 4 to 5 hours. I think this is meant to be used as a cart bag. Now, what I do have to discuss here is the halo effect. And, you know, buying a bag that is also made by a golf club manufacturer, you kind of can't help but dive into another club when you have, say, like a ping hoofer. You might get a ping hoofer because everybody tells you, like, oh, you just get a ping hoofer, they're great. And then you have it, and then you quickly find out, like, hey, I don't have any ping clubs. I do need a new wedge, so I'll get a ping wedge. You know, what's that one hurt? Or you get a vessel bag, right? So you get a vessel bag. Obviously, they don't make any clubs, but then I was like, oh, you know what? Let me pick up a towel, because they make towels. Or I'm going to pick up a head cover because that matches the bag. Now with Titleist, it's kind of a slippery slope because the bag is $700. The drivers are one of the most expensive drivers. Then the putters, obviously they're Scotties, so they're $500. You got Vokies that are $200 each, and then you got the irons that are anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. If your wallet is not prepared for the halo effect, oh boy, you're in for a doozy, because getting a Titleist bag, sooner or later, they're gonna get you. And if you always wanted to play Pro V1s, even though your swing speed is not that great, you're probably gonna treat yourself. You're probably gonna treat yourself one day. So yeah, get that wallet ready. All right, so LinksLegend Infinity, what do I think of it? Well, I think it is the best stand bag that Titleist has ever made. Now, it's not just the materials that, you know, certainly has it stand apart. There's, you know, this is kind of like a tour inspired bag, and then this is, I don't even have the words to describe how nice this is. This wouldn't look out of place in your corner office as an executive. I love how all the touch points are fine grained leather. It's not that cheap, genuine leather that's just gonna crack and peel over time. This one, I feel, is going to stand the test of time. That forged carbon fiber legs, even though it's not that great as a stand bag because how it moves the clubs every time you engage those legs, and the base kind of raises everything up. I found that I like to just strap those legs down and use this as a cart bag. The pockets, the full length apparel pocket is a decent size. I don't think I would need anything more than that. This valuables pocket, I do like that it's so wide. I still don't understand why it's so large, but I'm glad that it stands out. I do like that it stands apart from other bags on the market. Magnetic rangefinder pocket, perfect. Ball pocket, perfect. The snack pocket pretty much holds everything you would need. You could put some training aids in there, some snacks. It's not cooler lined, but I wouldn't want to. I really don't understand cooler line pockets, because even if you have a drainage hole, your bag is just going to be leaking the entire round, and that's not really that great. So for 700 bucks, would I recommend it? Sure, if you got the scratch, and if you're in Korea, pick this up, because when you travel, this is definitely going to pop wherever you go. And the main takeaway from this bag is that I really hope that this is a sign of what's, you know, to come from Titleist and the LinksLegend series. I hope that the materials that they use here, the design elements, they trickle down into the LinksLegend Members too for 2026 or 2027. Even if it is a 2-year cycle, I feel like this would be definitely worth the wait in an updated Members bag that is a little bit lighter. The base maybe is a little smaller than this. I would go maybe half an inch, a little bit smaller than that, but this bag as it is kind of stands up on its own, even on this grass that is not level. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me and this bag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next one. Bye.